Yo, buckle up, start your engines, because get ready, we're about to go on a crazy, crazy journey. And that journey is called semen retention. Or in your case, it's semen retention. But either way, let's go! This is the thing, guys. This is one of the craziest things you could ever do in your whole life. I'm telling you, just 1 year of solid SR, like no slip-ups, a full streak, yeah? 1 year of SR, everything's gonna change for you. I've got the craziest story to tell you guys, so I'm gonna jump straight in. I'm not gonna drag this intro out too long. Basically, this is how the world works. There's hierarchies. There's people with power at the top, power and money, fame, resources, etc. Naturally, those people go to the top. And then underneath you have their delegates also, or blah, blah, blah. You understand hierarchies, okay, bro? It's all good. Now, what I've found is I know we've all been on those sites in the past, okay? None of us are kind of immune from that. Even probably the most holy Christian, Catholic, Muslim, whatever, celibate, brought up right kind of person probably still has been on those sites, okay? So I'm not going to judge anyone that's ever been on one of those sites, but there's a difference when people start paying for those memberships, people start paying for OF, okay? I actually know a girl that has an OF, okay? She went to my high school. She had a crush on me when I was in year 12. She was in like year 10. She's a couple of years younger than me. But we get along, like we're pretty chill. It's all pretty chill, right? So she's one of those people that kind of like falls off the radar and, disappears for a bit. And then she always comes back and messages me out of the blue. It's just like, all right, this girl's not someone I take seriously, but she's entertaining, funny. We have good banter, we get along, etc. So she's still hustling on the OF and making a bit of money there and all that kind of stuff. But she's always desperate to get like some sort of musical fix out of me, because I'm a professional musician. I'm gigging, I'm practicing, I'm recording, I'm leveling up on all instruments. So she's been really wanting to learn this song on the drums. And she's been messaging me the whole time and stuff, and I've told her, this is how much I charge for lessons. So she messages me back saying, oh damn, I don't have money right now, but I'm actually going to get paid by OnlyFans this week. So I have money and we can hook up the lesson for next week. And I'm just thinking, wow, this is an economy we've got set up. The economy that's set up is essentially Coomers will pay for an OF girl, and then that OF girl is going to pay a retainer. Think about that, guys. An OF girl will pay a retainer, and a Coomer will pay an OF girl, and that's the circle of life. Is a retainer going to pay a Coomer? No, that's where it ends. It doesn't go back and go back to the Coomer. The Coomer always loses. That's literally his life purpose, is to always lose. He's a Coomer. He's always losing. He's losing his life force energy. He's losing his charisma. He's losing his health. He's losing his hair. He's losing his mojo. He's losing his masculinity. All these things, okay? And the OF girl, no one, you don't need to go and judge these girls trying to make some money. A lot of them actually have pretty, unfortunate kind of upbringings and stuff like that. It's like, whatever, like I know this girl's backstory and it's not that really, I feel sorry for her, to be honest. I've got that humanity within me to feel, empathy towards her situation and how she was brought up, etc. But at the end of the day, she's willing to spend her money on me, a retainer, a guy that's like honed in on his purpose, a guy that's cultivating his energy. And I just thought that that's just a really funny way of how this world works. Now, in a previous video, I was talking about the fact that like I have been exponentially growing my businesses. I've been exponentially growing as a musician. My purpose is solidifying, crystallizing, alchemizing all these benefits because of semen retention, giving me that honed in focus, giving me that laser vision, giving me that full drive to achieve things. I know I go on about myself being a musician and stuff, but I'm telling you guys, like, when you know what it is you want to do and you know that you're pretty good at it, just go all in, Just go all in. If you've got half a brain, you'll get somewhere with it. If you're an idiot, you can always fall back onto some sort of like low intelligence job. Like, there's plenty of those out there, and you can actually make some pretty decent coin doing some low intelligent kind of job. There's nothing wrong with that. And just whatever it is that you want to do it as a hobby. But at the end of the day, just hone in on it, okay? I'm not going to talk about what kind of jobs you guys need and all that kind of stuff, because that's a very personal thing. But at the end of the day, what I want you to do is to retain your seed and to fixate on that purpose. Think about the amount of guys out there that are just working this stupid job that they don't give a flying F about. And then they're so sad and so undeveloped in their masculinity, so undeveloped in their business sense, so undeveloped in so many aspects of their life, that they're willing to go out of their way to spend their hard-earned money on pixels on a screen. They're willing to spend their hard-earned money on a girl who will send them a message when she's taking a poo on the toilet. when she's with her one of many boyfriends and getting slammed in the hotel room that night. And you just paid for her to send you a message. Like, how sad is that, guys? Think about that. How sad is it to be on that level? Like, I've never been on that level, but I know some people have, and guys, you're worth more than that. I want you to know that you're worth more than giving your money away. For what? Yeah, we all probably want like a companion in some regard and all that kind of stuff, but the longer I go on semen retention, the more I actually don't care whether I get a companion or not. Because I actually am so fulfilled and so present in this moment, and so like, yeah, I'm just like, I'm present. I feel solid. I feel in alignment with my highest calling. So I don't actually need to go and do these things like spend money on alcohol to give me confidence, liquid confidence, to go talk to some girl that I actually wouldn't really want to talk to. It's just that I'm inebriated, and now I've put myself into a lower frequency, and therefore in engaging in lower frequency sort of behavior, i.e. talking to slurries that you don't actually really care about. So going back to this whole thing with this, I guess you could call it the Coomer economy. You think about like someone like Elon Musk that literally is like selling his sperm. Like he's already done a bit of a coom, but he's like kept it all in the bank, and he's just selling it to the highest bidder. Whoever wants to have a kid from Elon, here's the fee, he's gonna bank it. And I just think that's like hilarious. I think it's funny what being a retainer will give you as far as the dividends, as far as all the, all the bonuses, all the interest that you receive on your investments, i.e. your self-improvement, your sperm will literally appreciate in value. Even if it's frozen. Like, even if half the world doesn't like you for your political views or who you align with, your sperm is still appreciating in value because you are, technically a successful person. So the chances are your sperm and your genetics are going to actually have some decent kind of genes within them. Think about that. Like, so look, I think there's a lot of people out there that are I guess skeptical about the real benefits of semen retention. So what you want to do is you want to really hone in on this practice and go for a long streak and figure out what it is you actually feel from this. A lot of people like to jump into chats, go on live streams and all this sort of stuff and start saying semen retention is a placebo. You can tell these guys can't even last 2 weeks without cooming. Like, these guys have never tried anything. They're in a cope mindset. These guys are trying to justify the fact that they have an addiction. They are a Coomer. They are on a low frequency and they just can't accept that. You're going to get a lot of respect from people whilst you're practicing it. So when you get disrespected, you laugh it off. You're just like, nah, you're wrong, bro. Like, I've already found my new tribe. I've already found the people on my wavelength. I don't need to stoop to your Coomer frequency. And what Coomers are doing is that they're consuming so much and losing so much at the same time. Like, they're consuming toxic material. They're consuming all the pixels on the screen, and their mind is constantly in this anxious kind of fight or flight state where they're needing a fix. And what happens is that they end up wasting all this time thinking about what's the next thing that they need a release to, instead of how about I can improve my business? How about I can improve myself? How about I go follow up on these leads? Another thing I want to quickly bring up in this video is I've been getting a lot of business opportunities in the last couple of days. Actually, I'd just say the last 24 hours. Like, suddenly I got that OF girl that wants me to give her drum lessons. I've got a girl that recommended me to all of her students because she's quitting her music business or something like that, and she referred to me. So now I'm going to take on two new students, which is in my world that's like an extra $100 per week, which is good. Like, steady income, it's like stuff like this is like, and I'm talking about $100 for 1 hour's work. So like this kind of stuff, this kind of like this beneficial, this abundance, all this stuff. Like today had a session where I was producing someone earning money. I'm not kidding you guys. Semen retention allows you to expand your business. Semen retention sculpts you. It turns you into that gem, into that, that cut diamond. And people are like, that's a professional. Like the guy that I was interacting today with at my gig, he was like, you're a professional dude. I don't want to muck around with you and stuff like that, because there was some internal issues between me, him, the manager, and the booker, and like there was some miscommunications, but we sorted it because we're men. But he can tell I'm a professional, and that's the kind of aura that you want to have. You want to have people be like, I don't want to F with this dude because he's clearly a professional and he's adding value to our business. He's adding value to, whoever it is that chooses to spend money on them. They're going to receive a lot of value from the money that they've spent. So one of the students' parents that I had a conversation with on the phone was like, "Oh, Carissa really spoke highly of you. She said you were very, very good." And this is funny. I've never interacted with this girl. This girl's just been watching me on social media, guys. I think I worked with her once back in like 2018 on retail, in a retail music shop, but I've never talked to her. She's just been watching me. Like, this is where that kind of like lurkers, those people that are watching you on social media and you might not be aware of it. Like, maybe they don't watch your stories, but maybe they're aware of all the things that you released, maybe all the pictures, all the videos that you're doing. Like, they're aware that you're doing something. They might not interact with it, but they know you've got that aura, you've got that energy, you've got that presence of being something that you want to be. And so this girl's gone out of her way to recommend me, to refer me to her students, bro. Like, she's literally handing me money if I want to take it on. And that's the kind of stuff that semen retention is going to bring to you guys, that you're going to be gifted these things. I'm talking 14 months on retention as of probably Saturday or Friday. As 6th of June will be 14 months. And this reputation is so valuable. There's so many times that I think to myself, I've got to be careful about what I post on social media. And even today I posted something and I was like, yeah, I'm going to delete that. Because I'm a mischievous person. I'm a cheeky guy. I've got a bit of banter, but the fact of the matter is that the grand public don't need to know that much about my personality. The grand public don't need to know every aspect about, who I am, what I do, what I believe in, and all that kind of stuff. Because at the end of the day, I want to make bank. I want to make money. I want to get to the point where I can just sit back and be like, everything's in kind of cruise control now. I've already set myself up. And in order to maintain that professional kind of image, I have to sacrifice things like, for example, maybe keeping my own beliefs to myself. Maybe only talking to people in person that I think will actually at least receive my perspective or my point of view and offer it some sort of level of respect. So basically I want to leave that with you guys today, a couple of things to ponder. Think about this Coomer economy. Think about the fact that these guys are going out here, working full-time, part-time, half-time, casual jobs, whatever. They're earning money and they're spending that money to feed their Coomer addiction. They're spending that money on an OF girl. They're spending that money on an SW, and an adult worker. They're spending their money on that. Whereas you're on retention, you're on semen retention. You don't have to spend any of your money. In fact, semen retention retainers are so more likely to become fasters. Like, semen retention people consume less because we already have the life force energy within us to actually make us feel fulfilled. We actually don't need to consume because we've got the juice within. So it's really funny when that Coomer money shifts, the transfer of wealth. It goes from loser to like participant, aka NPC, to an NPC, OF girl, and then that NPC pays it to a chosen one. She pays it to a retainer. She pays it to someone living on that high frequency that's holding that fort down. Because to stay on semen retention takes a lot of balls. It takes big balls, actually. And you don't need to have physically, like, you don't have to have watermelons. You don't even have to have, like, apple, balls. You can just have, like, I don't know, cashew nuts, if that's your thing. Like, it's like, it's, as Yoda says, size matters not, But from my own experience, you need big balls. and the exponential kind of return of investment. That return of investment comes from the place of not expelling your creative life force energy. And it's compounding interest. It's becoming more valued. It's becoming higher valued. It's appreciating in value, guys. So I'm going to leave it at that for you guys to ponder. It's a whole new week ahead. Tomorrow is a whole new week ahead for you guys. Remember, all you need is to just last 5 days on the grind or 6 days on the grind. Have your little weekend or your day off or whatever it is. Reassess, clean your house, perform some rituals and keep your head in the game, bro, okay? Keep your head in the frickin' game. Don't be a Coomer and hold on, all right? Peace out, bros. Catch ya.